I hope. I hope. Yes, we're live. My hair is a fright just for a change. That's better. So let me just check the usual checks. The usual checks. Ooh, sorry, I've just seen a friend of mine post some amazing photographs of sunrise on the first day of December. Right, okay, so let's have a look. There we are. Yes! Woohoo! I don't need to be notified when I go live because I kind of know when I'm going live. So, today I would like you to let people know where you're joining from, what time of day it is, and your favourite stamp set from this catalogue. And hopefully it'll be the one that I'm using today. I doubt it. Oops. So I need to just turn this a little bit to get the handle of my Archon out of the way. And as ever, I'm having to do the whole glasses on, glasses off bit. Let's see if I can. Hello, Nicola. Hello, Claire. So obviously it's 11 o'clock nearly. It's a minute to 11 here in sunny South Oxfordshire. And I mean it's sunny. I've had to close my blind because it's a sunny day. Who knew? And hi, Nora. And of course it is the 1st of December. So it's not only the first day of winter if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. It is officially the first day of winter. And it is quite chilly here. But it's also my father's 90th birthday. Whoop, whoop. So amazing. He is an amazing, amazing person. Hello, Jan from sunny Wheatley. Absolutely, the other side of the hills. So it should be sunny there because it's sunny here. So yes, my father is 90 years old today. He's in our bubble. So in the UK, well, in England, have to be so precise these days. In England, you can have a bubble. So if one of you is living on their own, excuse me, tickle in my throat. I will have a hot drink in a minute. It's brewing. So yes, if you live on your own, which my father does, you can bubble with another family. So my husband and I are bubbled with my father. So we're going down with an afternoon tea for him this afternoon. I bought it all yesterday and it's all ready to go. So yes, going down for afternoon tea with my wonderful father. So yes, happy birthday to Dad. Thank you, Joan. So yes, I want to know your favourite stamp set from this catalogue. Whoops, not that catalogue, not the beginner's brochure. The current mini catalogue. For those of us who are demonstrators, today is a very special day because it's not only the start of a new month, it is also the start of, just grabbing my copies, the start of pre-order for the new spring, what we're calling it. We're calling it the January to June mini catalogue. Yes, January to June. But it's also our pre-earn from Celebration. And yes, my Celebration brochure is huge. Morning Bee. So yes, I placed my order at some godforsaken hour of the early morning. It wasn't actually that early. Some people were placing them before midnight last night in the UK. I read the fact that the ordering system was going to be down until 2 o'clock in the morning, and frankly, I can wait. I know I'm going to be behind the queue for a lot of people who have placed their pre-order, but that's fine. But what I have got on order is the new mini cut and emboss machine. Cannot wait for that to arrive. It's going to be great for things, particularly things like Facebook Live, where you want just something small that you can have on your desk rather than having to bring the other one across, which is lovely and I love it, and it is a lot smaller to carry around than the previous one. But yeah, the mini one is going to be great. So for customers, you can start getting that on the 5th of January, unless, of course, you join, in which case you can put it in your starter kit today. So yeah, it's £56 and you get to put £130 or €179. Oh, I've just remembered something that I think I've forgotten to bring over. Did I forget to bring it over? No, I remembered. Gosh, that's a worry. Sorry, my mind went off somewhere. So yes, very exciting. Carrot cannot make up your mind. Fair enough. What? You can't make up your mind what to pre-order, or you can't make up your mind which the favourite stamp set is. You're being very shy about which your favourite stamp set is. My favourite stamp set in the current mini catalogue is, morning Wendy, is, ooh, let's have a look, and oh, it has to be press on. Has to be press on. No hesitation at all. The one I've used most is the Poinsettia Place, mostly because I have made 54 Christmas cards for the Flower Club using it, 54 little gift bags for the Flower Club using it. I am now I've just made 24 gift bags for the WI, and I'm in the middle of making 24 Christmas cards using it, and I've used 2 packs of paper, because I need 24, for gift bags using Poinsettia Place paper. So the one I've used most is that. Is it my favourite? No. I've actually used the dies more than the stamps, to be fair. But I do like it, but no, press on would have to be my favourite. And I'm just hoping it's going to carry over. Fingers crossed. Pre-order this morning, press on your favourite. Yeah, no surprise, absolutely, Wendy. We are both coffee lovers, and we are very picky about our coffee. I think I may be slightly pickier about my coffee than Wendy, but who knows? So I'm just going to take the lid off my hot drink because I need it now. I'm having tea this morning, and it's not even tea, it's a T2 tea, which I think I had T2 tea last week as well, and I'm now dripping everywhere. I've got a little brew in your own cup thing, because I like my leaf tea, so I've got this thing. And it comes with a lid, so this is the lid and also somewhere to put your tea leaves. Let me pop those somewhere where they're not going to be in the way, and I might remember to take them over to the house to sort out later. But yes, so today I have got Chili Berry Bomb, which is fruity and got chili in it. Surprise, surprise. So, okay, what else can I tell you? I have an ordering special for December. So anyone who orders at least £50 in December and uses the host code, and we have a new host code for December, which is on my website, and can I remember what it is? Bear with me one moment. In fact, it's not on my website. It is on my Facebook page. Bear with me. So the new host code is, I'm going to write this down on the back of that, is UP4Z7. I'm going all continental with my numbers and letters. EW. Ooh, that's not a very good W. Never mind, it'll do. W. It's a really bad W. I know. I think I'll write it on a different piece of paper, or a different piece of the same paper, because that W could be pretty much any letter of the alphabet. I've mucked about with it so much. You loving the mulled wine one? Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, it's probably my favourite one. Right, UP. I cannot tell you how many tins of that I have had over the years. 7EWX. So yes, if you place an order of at least £50 and use the host code, which is on my blog on my web, so it's on my blog posts, it's on my website, and it's on my Facebook business page, you will be entered to win. So excited. A Wish for Everything bundle. So this is the stamp set and the dies. The dies are amazing. So yes, A Wish for Everything bundle, and it covers, I mean, you'll obviously not get it until after Christmas, but it covers, so it's got the real heroes of the world of fathers like you. It's got wishing you a, so it's anniversary wishes, Valentine's, Halloween, birthday, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, St. Patrick's, holidays, New Year, Easter, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving. I mean, you name it, and it pretty much covers it. I think St. Patrick's is in there as well as a die. Yes, it's there as a die and as a stamp. So it's a really, really amazing set. So if you order from me in December and your order is over £50 and you use the host code, then that could be yours. I will be drawing it in January, because obviously December has to be over before I can draw it. So I know it is amazing, isn't it, Nora? So Lorna is joining us from Chester. Favourite from the mini is Impossible. Yeah, I think it is as well. Thank you for sharing, Lorna and Nora. So let's do the housekeeping while I remember. Thank you, B. So housekeeping. Today is Tuesday, the 1st of December. It is currently 11:10 apparently, according to my laptop. 11:10 in the morning. This is a Facebook Live. You know it's live because in the top right hand corner there is a red live button or thing that says live. So that's how you know that it's live. If you're watching on Facebook and you can't see live in the top right hand corner, it's a replay. And if you're on YouTube, it's a replay. And I know I say this every week, but I still get people who seem to think it's not live on YouTube. Anyway, so if you share the video, be that on Facebook or on YouTube, you have until not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after to share. And then you will be entered into the prize draw for, it's a stamp set. And brain gone. All you have to do is type the word shared with a D in the comments, and then you will be entered into the draw. If you share from both Facebook and YouTube, you get 2 entries. And we had a lot of doubles for the entry 2 weeks ago. So yes. Right, okay, Valerie has joined, Claire has shared. Great, I'm going to take my glasses off, I'm going to flip you round, and then we will get crafting. My little sticky thing is getting less sticky by the week, but we'll give it another go. Otherwise I will have to get some more sticky, which is hardly the end of the world. It does this every week. When I turn it, it decides to unscrew from the thing that I've got it attached to, from the stand. You can see that I've got toot pretty much all over my desk at the moment. So this is the host code to be entered into that prize draw, and it's the same for both Facebook and, well, it's just the host code for the month. So, oh, and while I remember, I posted on Saturday a slightly different post for me. It was a "What would you like me to be sharing with you" post. I've had one reply, which was a lovely reply, I have to say. But if anyone's got any thoughts on what they would, this is my tea, by the way, what they would like me to be doing more of. So would you like more Facebook Lives? Would you like, I don't know, particular creativity in a box class kits, etc. Would you like me to be doing all sorts of things? Morning, Jan. So do let me know if there is anything you would like me to be doing in the coming months. So this is going to be slightly different. I have done some prep, not a huge amount, but I have done some prep. But I thought, bearing in mind that we are coming up to the time of year when we're talking about gift wrapping, it would be a good idea to start thinking about tags. And I have done some prep, not a huge amount, but some prep, as in I've done some die cutting, but we'll probably need to do some more. I've pulled out Pear Pizzazz Real Red Mossy Meadow. This is clue to the sweets I'm going to be using. Hi, Renee. Smoky Slate and Early Espresso. So, Pear Pizzazz Real Red and Mossy Meadow. Any ideas which sweet I am going to be using? Aren't I wicked? I'll leave you with that thought for a while. Morning, Veronica. So I have embossed some strips of Whisper White. Thank you for sharing, Renee. So I've got all sorts of embossed pieces. These are just 2-inch strips. Hello, Margaret. Oh, I've got something to post for you. Margaret has cashed in her vouchers. So I have got, they arrived yesterday, some dies for you, Margaret. So I'll get those in the post. Possibly not today, because today is my father's 90th birthday, which is kind of taking precedence, but I'll try and get them in the post to you today. Otherwise, it will be tomorrow. Hello, Lorraine. Evening. So you are in either Australia or New Zealand. So I've got this one, which is the Snowflakes. As I say, these are just 2-inch strips that I have embossed with various embossing folders. It doesn't really matter what the embossing folder is, so long as it sort of doesn't, you know, butterflies, possibly not appropriate. So no one seems to be, I thought you'd be pleased, no one seems to be guessing which sweet I'm using. So Pear Pizzazz, Real Red and Mossy Meadow. It's in the August to December catalogue. Any ideas? You're in Australia, Lorraine. Guessed you would be somewhere down in the Southern Hemisphere. Hi, Carol. I've got some other 2-inch strips as well. Okay, so was your mother's 100th birthday? Wow. Wow. Gosh. I have to say I'm stunned that anyone gets into their 90s, let alone their 100s. She's obviously doing something right. Okay, so I'm going to put you out of your misery. I'll be seeing him later on. So I'm using Warm Hugs, both the dies and the stamp set. The dies are the warm wraps, which go with the mini cups, but I'm not using the mini cups today. So I've also got the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, which is Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz and Real Red on a Whisper White base. So that's kind of the prep I've done. I have done some die cutting. Now, obviously, when you are embossing, if you want these for the tags, poinsettia, that's the one I've used most of, Sue. When you're using these for tags, writing on an embossed surface is not exactly brilliant. However, that's why I've got plain backgrounds as well. You've not used which one, Valerie? The poinsettias or the warm hugs? There's a lag. It's about a minute, I think, between your comments and me replying to them. So you comment, I then, yeah, there's about a minute lag. So you may be replying to something I said, but I don't know what it is I've said. However, so yes, so what I'm going to do is just glue warm hugs. Okay, well, hopefully I will give you some inspiration today. So what I'm going to do is just stick these onto the tags, and if I'm using designer series paper, same goes. Now, if I'm using designer series paper, would I do it this way around? Possibly not. I might glue and then cut, but hey. So I'm going to start with this one purely because it was the first one that I popped through the embossing folder. I've got a bit of ick on the end of my glue, and I don't like ick on the end of my glue. I'm trying to think what I've got coming for those of you who ordered in November, because that order's gone in. My host code order. Oh, I know what it is. Ha, yes. I've got some cute embellishments coming for those of you who ordered in November. Those of you who order with me ever, but definitely those who order with me regularly, I have been able in the past to be able to add the host code. I love the poinsettia set, Nora. So yes, I have been able to add the host code after you've placed the order if you've forgotten. I am now being limited to being able to do that 3 times a month. So please bear that in mind if you forget to use the host code. If I can't get it added on, then I can't do anything about it after the first 3. Oh, sorry, just having a drink. So please, please, please bear that in mind. So the dies that I have used, I'm really procrastinating, aren't I, are these ones. Basically, they're the ones that don't involve being wrapped around a mug or cup. So we've got a Christmas tree, we've got a mug, we've got heart, star, and a bow. This die cuts a hole, it's like a donut. This obviously die cuts the shape, and then this one is a stitched shape. So I have die cut some of that in the 3 colours. So we've got Real Red, Pear Pizzazz, and Mossy Meadow. I really don't know where this is going to be taking me. Just thought I'd say. But I just thought it would be fun to just have a bit of a play. I am probably going to need to die cut some additional pieces along the way, particularly as I thought I had die cut more than it appears I have. Okay. Anyway, so let me just pop those out of the way. Now I have saved one of the bits of paper that I've used because I'm going to do retrospective stamping. Now there are 2 ways of doing this. You can either do it with your Stamparatus or you can do it just with a block. It's much easier to do it with a Stamparatus, just saying. So I am going to start by stamping on my hexagon thing. Oh, if I could pick it up, there we go. And that I'm going to do by being brave. So I'm just going to, you know, line it up and go for it. So the first one I'm going to do, I think, will be in Real Red for this bit. So, as I say, I'm just being brave. I just wanted to get as much die cutting done before we went live. Now, for those of you who are watching on YouTube or indeed, well, watching at all, because of the camera that I use for these Facebook Lives, which is just a standard webcam, I cannot zoom in. What I will try and do is bring things up so that you can see them. I am still working on the technology to do them with more than one camera, but it's a work in progress. I wish there were more hours in the day. So this is going to go on there. I'm going to grab a real red hoofa doofa. So that's going to go there. I will be cutting these down. Basically what I've done is I've taken a sheet of A4, cut it in half so that it's taken the portrait and cut it landscape, so that way, and then just cut 2-inch strips, because that way you get 4 strips out of each half sheet, or 8 out of a whole sheet. Right, so we have a choice of, this one's on me, Merry Christmas for you, warm hugs to you all season long. I think I'm going to go, this one's on me, maybe? No, I'm going to go warm hugs. That one. But I'm going to stamp it in Merry Malou. And if I've got this right, yes, it will go in the middle. So this one's not using any paper at all. Now, the only thing I'm going to be aware of with this is that it's definitely a half stamp, so there's dots either side that show you that it's, you know, there's a line. So either they need to be lined up so that the points are even, or the sides are even. Doesn't matter which, but don't go kind of off kilter. You want it to be square in the shape. That's such a good idea, B. So what, for those of you who are on YouTube, what B has suggested, so that's not perfect, but you know, it's okay. What B has suggested is that the poinsettia set, particularly if you use the velvet card paper, the red velvet, or the poinsettia flocked paper, they're touchy-feely. So with relatives who are maybe haven't got perfect sight, they're brilliant because you can actually feel the card. That is such a good idea, and I have more than one relative who has poor eyesight, but one in particular who that would be ideal for, because he is, bless him, completely blind. Right, okay, so warm hugs. That for me says it's coffee time, Wendy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my coffee cup back into the piece of card, grab my, there are 2 coffee bits, so I'm going to grab both of them. I'm going to do the outside in early espresso and the inside in real red. So I'm going to need another smaller block. I have 2 sets of blocks floating around my desk. Well, actually more than 2. I've got lots of D and C blocks, and then a couple of E blocks. No, B blocks. B blocks. Right, so I just find that it's easier if you're stamping on a small thing to pop it back into the card that you've die cut it from. It's going to be much easier to see where you're going that way. So that's that one. So that's early espresso. And then I want the real red again. Now, real red will stain your stamps. This one's already stained a bit. What you can do to make that less stained is just add a bit of Versamark and then ink up your stamp. It also means that on photopolymer stamps, the ink is less likely to puddle. Just saying. loading fire. And there we have our coffee cup. And then clean your stamp reasonably quickly. And although it was red to begin with, it's really not too bad. So that is my coffee cup. Keep that to one side. Don't need those bits there now, do I? Okay, so I'm going to pop that on here, but I'm going to add some steam before I do that. So I've got the little steam, and I'm going to do that in Smoky Slate. So has anyone finished their Christmas cards? I shall leave a little silence. Right, so that needs to go up there. And again, I'm going to be conscious of where straight is. But yes, has anyone finished their Christmas cards yet? I, needless to say, have not. We normally seem to send about 80. And I asked my husband how many we need to send this year, and he said 95. So, strangely, the numbers are going up. Which is great, but I'm just surprised. Right, I need my mini dimensionals. Because I want, I might actually get a large dimensional under there. Yes. Nowhere near finished here. I know. Hello, Deborah. You finished 150 of them, Lorna. Okay, I used to like you. Margaret's finished hers as well. Seriously? Good grief. I have to say, the only Christmas cards I have made... Well, obviously... Ooh, there's a thing. Sorry, I'm just having a slight hesitation here. Because I don't like the fact that the steam isn't coming out of the top of my mug. Just as well I've still got my steam there. Oh, because you were self-isolating and you had nothing else to do. Well, I have to say, apart from the ones that I've done for the WI and the Flower Club, I don't recommend stamping when you've got a dimensional underneath. Just saying. But, you know, I'm not having steam just appearing out of nothing. Oh, apparently I am. This is not how to stamp. Seriously, not how to stamp. It's kind of worked, but it's not how I would recommend doing it. So yes, I've done the ones that I was required to do. Let it be said, I volunteered to do them. But other than the ones that I've made for YouTube and my blog, zip, rien, nada. Not a one. So, just saying. Right, okay, so that's there. That can then go on here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to round my corners, because I've actually remembered to bring my corner rounder back over from the house. I like round corners on my tags, just saying. And then I'm going to decide how long I want my tag and chop it off. You want to make some special ones. I want to just make some. Because I've got, in addition to the family ones, I've got about 80 others to make. So this is the fancy tag topper from the annual catalogue. It was new in the annual catalogue. But yeah, 80 in addition to the 95. And so far I have made 72, looking at my crib sheet. So a few to go. So I will be doing, you've done 57 so far. Okay. Right, so that's my basic tag. Then I'm going to pop that on. I'm going to pop that on, and it obviously needs a ribbon. So I'm going to grab the Mossy Meadow striped ribbon, because we are embracing the Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to bring in some sort of contraband. It's not really, if I can find what I'm looking for, of course. Oh, there it is. I say it's not really because white baker's twine is coming back. Yes! I've missed you, white baker's twine. It's coming back in the spring-summer catalogue. Sorry, not spring-summer, January-June catalogue, as part of one of the Valentine suites. It's coming back as a bundle, a ribbon bundle, with Blushing Bride. And somewhere I've got some Blushing Bride baker's twine still. Just can't find it. No surprise there. Right, okay, so I'm going to do the top first because it's then not going to catch on anything. So I'm just going to pop that through there. Now, obviously, depending on how you do your tags, will depend on how you do your tags. I quite often do them with a loop. Equally, I'm perfectly happy to pop dimensional across the back so as it just flips up. Whatever floats your boat, frankly. But in the meantime, I'm going to just wrap my sort of contraband around my tag. And I like to do it round twice. I don't know why, I just do. And then pull it tight. And then do my bow. Now, you could do this with one of the gold cords that we've got at the moment. So we've got the Forever Greenery and the one that goes with the shaded spruce, the wide shaded spruce ribbon. So there is, you know, choice. Scissors would be useful. Now, obviously, if you've got lots and lots and lots of these to do, this may not be quite how you're going to want to do them because they are involved. But equally, why not? Particularly those of you who have already, oh, hi, Kate, finished your Christmas cards. It's fine. It's fine. We can't all be ahead of the game, and I'm not. But yeah, so obviously this is going on to a circle, so there is no right or wrong way up, which is always a plan. And I think I'm going to pop that up on dimensional. So I've got some bits of dimensional here, so that would be perfect. And then I'm going to need a new sheet. And we're already at, good grief, 25 to 12, and I've made one tag so far. You couldn't make it up. But there we are. So there's one tag done, and it's warm hugs. As I say, best to do your steam when you haven't already got a dimensional on the back. Right, okay, so that's rubbish. Let's grab another one and see if we can do one slightly quicker. So the first thing I want to do is, again, add card to the back. So and obviously any of the tag toppers would be perfect. Don't feel that you have to use the fancy one. We have 3 tag toppers now. There's also the banner punch, the banner trio punch. So if you like a flag at the bottom of your tag, you can do that as well. Right, okay, so I'm going to be brave and use one of the circles. And let's pop that back in there, which is where it comes from. And so I'm going to use one of the circles with one of the circles. I'll use a different circle, obviously. So this one's on me. No, for you. Let's just use for you. So I am going to go, I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. Not one of my favourite colours, but I'm going to go for it. So again, I've put my dimension, my die cut back into the card. And as I say, if you struggle with this, and I will show you it in a moment, there is a way of doing it with the Stamparatus. So there's the Pear Pizzazz. And it is a lot easier with the Stamparatus. Gosh, you're all being quiet now. So that's that. I'm going to go for the Christmas tree, and I might actually use this as the example for how you line this up. Let's pop that to one side. I don't need that anymore. Or for the moment anyway, hopefully don't need my silicone mat again. Right, so there are 2 stamps for the Christmas tree. Now this actually is a great help if you're doing conveyor belt crafting, because you can do all your die cutting without worrying about where the stamps are. So, you know, you don't stamp and then die cut. By all means, catch up later, Carol. So I'm going to pop in my die cut negative, pop these in, and so yes, you can do all of your die cutting and then do all of your stamping, and it is so much quicker. Would be if I could pick up the die cut. So I'm just going to pop, actually I'm not going to pop that in just yet. So we have 2 Christmas trees. We have an outline and a filler. So what I'm going to do is pop the outline into the hole, close the lid, pick it up, just make sure it's solid, and then I'm going to get the filler, oops, pop it in, close the lid and pick it up. Right, okay, because I've got this one here, I am actually going to use Pear Pizzazz again. Not my favourite colour, but you know, can't always use our favourite things. Then get your die cut, nearly forgot that, get your die cut and stamp. I mean, come on. Let me show you. How perfect is that? Put it like this. It's about as perfect as I would be able to get it if I was using a block and then die cutting. I'm just looking for my chamois. There we go. So I'm now going to use my Mossy Meadow for the outline. Close that up. And we have about as perfect as anyone would ever be able to get it. Little Christmas tree. So much, much, much quicker than fiddling around with, even with the magnetic base plate, if yours hasn't ended up completely curled. Oh, and I've got an update on that. I mean, you can obviously use a bit of washi tape, or repositionable tape, but much quicker. Do all your die cutting. Also means you can get into little teeny weeny bits of card for your die cutting, and just wham them all out really quick. Just pop those back. Okay, so that's how you do that. I might be bringing that back in a moment. Can't decide. Okay, so we've got, for you, we've got a Christmas tree, which can go in the middle. We have got, I'm going to go Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to have that with that. And that's basically all I'm going to do for that one. So I need some mini dimensionals again to add this. 4 or 5 probably. The joy with using dimensionals on tags is that they don't go through the post. You really are being very quiet. I'm almost concerned that I'm not seeing all your comments, but I am. Are you still there? Can you hear me, Mother? And then a mini dimensional on the back of here, she says, trying to find her mini dimensionals that are right under her nose. If you can still hear me, could you give me a thumbs up or something? You're here, Claire, good. Oops, no, I need this to be square. You just woke up, Candy. Well, I think that's allowed because you are, you know, the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. We're doing tags. You're here, Deborah, good. So, again, I think I'm going to go with that Mossy Meadow. Purely because it's the colours that I'm using. Oh, I was going to say I can't find the red one. There it is. Then I'm going to do one that is designer series paper. And some sentiments, and not using the circles. So, trio punch and mini chopper I actually put away, good grief. Still here, sorry, not much to say, but you're enjoying watching, good, glad to hear it. It's just, it's a little worrying. I'm not a great, you know, tech fan. It's a means to an end as far as I'm concerned. So I get worried if I think you're not there. You know, I'm normally record videos without anyone being there, so I'm used to talking to myself. But you see, Jan, it's what you can do with that Stamparatus, and it's actually, I mean, you've probably already got blocks, but if you want to be able to stamp any size stamp, the Stamparatus is cheaper than buying all the blocks. Just saying. And because you get 2 plates, you've actually got 4 stamping surfaces. So if you're doing Christmas cards that involve more than one stamp, you can just flip them over. It's brilliant. Right, so I'm just going to go kind of monochrome because we're going green on green. I'll bring in some of the gold cord that I was talking about. So we're not going contraband this time. So again, Mossy Meadow. And just cut that. Now, I'm one of those people, I like a diagonal cut, and I like the diagonal stripe ribbon. I actually prefer cutting against the stripe. Just saying. I know I'm really odd, but I do just prefer. Hello, Jane. So, where are we? 11:46. Okay, so I am going to I'll probably just tie this in a knot, actually. It's got a life of its own, this twine. This is the one from the Christmas, sorry, no, mustn't call it, well, I can call it Christmas. From the, I can't call it autumn winter because for Australia and New Zealand it is not. So from the current mini catalogue. This does have a bit of a life of its own. The one from the annual, so the one that goes with the Forever Greenery, is a great twine. It's more like thread wound together. But I would just say it frays like nobody's business. Where have I put it? Oh, I put it away. That's why I can't see it. I actually tie a knot in the end of the Forever Greenery one, because otherwise it just unfrays, which is slightly annoying. I mean, it's not. It's great because I can use it as gold thread, so I don't have an issue with it, but it does. I've got a little bit somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. So this, I've got a tiny knot in the end because it just unravels otherwise. But I much prefer that one actually to this one, but this one's more blingy. Right, okay, so let's get this mounted up. I need dimensionals. No, I don't need mini dimensionals. I've got those. There we go. Oh, it's just as well. Oh, my mind's gone blank. Anyway, there is a lady who hates it when I do break the dimensionals. Audrey, that's who it is. So I'm just reading Deborah's comment, which is she loves her Stamparatus. She's got other ones, by which I'm assuming you mean stamp positioning tools, but you're reaching for the Stamparatus most. I'm with you on that. I had a Misty, rude word, which I loved when it was first out. The trouble with the Misty, rude word, is that you've got one surface and that's it, and you can't take the pieces out, and it's just, oh, you're limited to the size of the area you can stamp in. Yeah. Anywho, so there's another tag. So that's number 2. Oh, let me bring it up so you can see it properly. Slightly out of focus, but hey. Right, I'm going to do one with some DSP, which means I need my DSP. This was on back order in Europe. I think it is coming in either any minute now or is now back. Can't decide which one I want, of course. Quite like the candy canes, which I don't seem to have used much of. Although I do like the red dots as well. Don't know which one to use. Panic, panic, panic. Oh, let's use that one because I've got a small bees. Right, okay, so I can probably... Oh, the Misty was ridiculously expensive. I mean, criminally expensive. Right, so what I'm going to do is... I'm going to add this with both seal and liquid adhesive, which I know is, you know, let's go for broke. Let's use both. You gave your twin sister your Misty, but you still have Tim Holtz. I've not used the Tim Holtz one. I know it doesn't have a border like the Misty does. Sorry, I just had a cat hair. Why would I not have a cat hair? I mean, come on. Oh, I said I was going to use what's it, didn't I? Ha! Glue. Didn't. Right, so as ever, these are my sticky scissors, as in the ones that I use whenever I need to cut anything that's got glue or adhesive. And I'm just going to trim it down by eye. Just push this bit of the blade against the edge of your card and you're good to go. And look where you're going, not where you are. So look ahead of the scissor. You want to be looking, if you're cutting here, you want to be looking here if you're doing a straight line. Right, I might as well trim this with scissors as well. Right, so we are going very red. So this is real red, so I'm going to bring in a real red ribbon, comme ça, and no, I've got the stamp set out, so let's use the stamp set that I've got out. Yes, that'll fit. Good. Okay, so I don't want too much more red because we've already got quite a lot of red going on here. I'm just reading Wendy's comments. So she's tried them all. The Misty, the Tim Holtz, they gather dust, and you use the Stamparatus. Absolutely. I love the Stamparatus. I'm going to go with my least favourite Pear Pizzazz again. Doesn't actually matter if I could stamp this upside down or the wrong way up because it's just going on a piece of card. Like that. Now I'm hoping, it may not, but I'm hoping against hope that it will fit in the classic label punch. I like having the extra plates ready as well. It fits! Don't you love it when a plan comes together and it wasn't even a plan? So Happy Christmas fits in the classic label punch. One of my favourite punches of all time. It is so useful. If you haven't got it, OMG, why not? Oh, did anyone watch Strictly on Saturday? GOAT. I mean, is that a thing? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's not a thing. Right, so I'm going to try and tone down the red a little. So we've got Pear Pizzazz and that. I think that's going to be too small, but we'll give it a go because it will save. Oh no, it'll be fine. Will it be fine? It's going to be too small. No, it's not. It's going to be perfect. Woo! Well, that was a surprise. Okay, so which one haven't I used? That one. This one's on me. So yes. GOAT. Goat. Seriously? I'm hoping some of you know what I'm talking about. I know some of you are not from the UK, but I am hoping this is Mossy Meadow. Have I tried the new stamp set? Greatest of all time? Absolutely, Wendy. Fell completely flat. He was trying to be so down with the boys, and it didn't work. I haven't tried it yet, Deborah. I have ordered it with my pre-order, but Wendy March, who is on here, has it. So, Wendy, have you tried the new stamp set called Many Messages, and what is your thought on it? Because that's overstamped if ever I stamped anything. So maybe Wendy can answer your question, Deborah. I over inked and over pressed. That's better. Yeah, I have to say I'm not, down with the boys, but I'd never heard of goat. Goats are a stamp set, but not an acronym. Right, so I've got the 1.5 inch circle punch, which fits these perfectly. So I'm going to have... That doesn't work, does it? Because we've got Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas. That wasn't me thinking very well, was it? Okay, so we'll switch out for you. There we are, already got For You mounted up. So we'll try that again, and we'll get it right this time. It's on your list for pre-order this week, Candy. Yeah, as I say, it's one that made it onto my pre-order this morning. It works well. Die fits perfectly on the stamped images. Thank you, Wendy. So pleased, because I've ordered it. I think it's a great idea. There is a query over whether you're going to want all of those sentiments. You could do just smaller areas. Oh, it's okay. It's a thing for Simone the gymnast. Yeah, never. I have to say I have never come across it before. And nor had most of the people in the audience. That's better. So we've got Happy Christmas and For You. Right, I'm going to pop some back of a dimensional on there because I had some. Not a back of a, you know, the edge of a dimensional. Can't find them. I know I had some. Oh dear, oh Lord. It's about time I tidied my desk up again. Okay, well, we'll just use the edge of this dimensional instead. Annoyed. It would appear that people have dropped off and come back on again. Right, I'm going to be odd. I'm going to stick my piece of dimensional to my circle because that way I know it's going to fit in the right space. And then I'm going to just hover over the top because I want those, oops, I want those swirly bits to, that's not centre. Oh dear, oh Lord, it's got static somehow. Will you stop doing that? Yeah, that's what I thought, Wendy, that you can selectively stamp, but you're going to cut all of them. I don't have a problem with having a bowl of, or a thing of sentiments, because if you're making a card kind of quick, last minute, I think that's going to be fine. You know, you'll have your sentiments ready to go. How are we doing time-wise? 12 o'clock. Okay. So I'll do this one, and then I'll do one more. And then we will look at prize draw. Thank you for sharing, Marilyn. Right, so this is going to go on there, but not before I have done the usual punching and stuff. So corner rounder, be absolutely perfect to use with the Stamparatus. You are right there, Candy. And go in there and punch and ribbon. Oh, actually, I know what I'm going to do with this one. This one I'm going to loop. Just cut it straight for the moment, and then I will flag the ends. The template method, Candy. You've lost me on that one. Don't you love that the red is red? I mean, come on. Where else can you get red ribbon that matches red card? It is the joy, if nothing else, it is the joy of stamping up real red that is really red with everything you could possibly want. I'm just trying to get that into the, because there's a dip. Right, okay, so let's just not flag, let's cut those at an angle. There we go. Right, okay, so then we can just pop that on there, And I was wondering what the template method is as well, Deborah. It's not a phrase I've come across. It may be a technique I've come across, but no, it is something else. If Candy doesn't share here, I'll have to go off and do a Google search and see what it is. Oh, so like I've been using today. So like I did with the Christmas tree. I understand now. Right, so there we have our next tag. One more, and then, in fact, I might use the other side of the same paper. And then we will be looking at prize draw. Right, I'm going to go this way. I'm actually going to come across a bit. So I'm going to roughly, because I'm one of those people who kind of needs things to be central. Yep, I am that sad person. So yes, Deborah, it's what I did with the Christmas tree just now, if I've understood correctly. So that's got adhesive, so we don't want that bit on the edge. So I'm It's allowed, Candy. It's like crack of sparrow where you are. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop some adhesive actually onto here. I'm just going to make a mark with my pokey tool as to where I'm aiming. Don't ever put things away when you're doing a Facebook Live. You'll never know where they are again. Okay. So I'm just doing a scribble and then down the sides just to make sure. Ooh, we actually remembered to order our turkey last night, which was just as well, frankly, because actually I'm going to go, yeah, no, I'm going to go that way. God, I used to be indecisive. Yeah, it was just as well because even doing collection at our local supermarket, the collection slots are already filling up. The earliest, or sorry, the nearest to Christmas Day we could get was the 22nd of December. Which is fine, because that's the day my father's coming up to stay with us. But, so we don't really want to be rushing around doing too much domestic stuff when he's with us. But, yeah. We've only just managed to work out it's very complicated in the UK as to who you can and cannot meet over Christmas. And obviously you then have to think about not only what's allowed, but what's sensible. 7 a.m. in Baltimore, fair enough. Early. I have to say I was up earlier than that here in the UK. Just saying. So, yes. Can't remember what I was saying now. Anyway, can't have been exciting. No, it's gone. Completely gone. Right. I will just chop that off as well. See, this bit's going to get cut away when we stamp it. 6 a.m. in Arkansas. Well, there we are. Ooh, hip surgery. Oh, good luck. Hope that goes all right for your mother. Right, so I'm going to use the Real Red die cut. On the basis I've already got it die cut, I'm going to, or punch rather, I'm going to use that. I have also got a little heart that is just die cut. For the heart stamp, it's a solid heart, so I'm not going to bother. not going to bother. What I am going to see is, yes. So I'm going to take the funny shape again. Of course, you've just finished Thanksgiving there. The nearest we get to things like Thanksgiving is because of Thanksgiving, there's Black Friday. So the UK now does Black Friday. Oh, I know what I was talking about. It was who I could and couldn't see over Christmas in the UK. So we're allowed to have up to 3 families. That's kind of tone on tone, which is fine. Up to 3 families, which is fine. It's more than we would be allowed to have if we stayed in our current restrictions. We have turkey for Christmas. What do you have for Christmas if you've had turkey at Thanksgiving? Or do you have turkey twice? Thank you for sharing, Margaret. So yes, we're allowed up to 3. Yep, that just shows up to 3 families. Well, my brother and sister-in-law are spending Christmas Day with her brother. Fortunately, although there are a lot of people in his household, it's still only one household. So my brother can then come and see us, and his family can then come and see us on Boxing Day, because he will then only have seen 3 families in total. So himself and the other 2 families. It's just, oh, I know so many people who are just not bothering because it is quite complicated. And if you've got 4 kids, who do you see and who do you not see? It's, yeah, I'm just working on the premise that that it's better than we would be allowed were it not for the fact that they are extending the what's allowed. Yes, turkey for Christmas Day as well, and ham on Christmas Eve. Okay, we have ham with our meal on Christmas Day. I mean, the Christmas Day meal for us is obscene, the amount of food that people tend to tuck away. Now, I'm going to use a different real red for this ribbon. At least I will if my ribbon would like to. Oh, apparently I've just finished a roll of ribbon. That's fine. This is probably the exact length that I need. That's not going to come off. Right, okay. So, I'm going to use some of that thread that I said I like so much and just show you the difference. So this is the really fine one from the Forever Greenery. So let's pop this in. I don't think I eat quite as much at Christmas as I used to, but that's not saying much, frankly. Right, so I've got a knot in this end, but no knot in the other end. I am not, pardoning all these puns, I am absolutely not going to try and tie a bow with this because it's too floppy. I'm not that, it's quite chilly in here and my hands are quite cold. So I'm not even going to attempt a bow. You won't see the children or grandchildren. So you're having Christmas at Easter. That's a good idea. Okay, rib of or a leg of lamb. But you're Southerners. Okay. Right, so I'm going to hold on to which bit? This bit when I do this, because things are about to go crazy. So the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else is tie this knot. Because that is what happens. Can you see that? Probably not. Let me find, here's some black. Can you see this has already started unwinding, which is great. It gives a really nice finish if that's what you want, but it may not be. So you can then just unwind it, and then you've got, let me put the black behind again, so then you've got that nice kind of frou-frou, which I think is really pretty, if that's what you want. If that isn't what you want, then use the gold cord that I used on the other ribbon. Right, so let me just trim this. You have your Christmas meal on Christmas Eve like Europe. Late brunch ham on Christmas Day and sandwiches and soup, as always. Well, of course you do, always have been working Christmas Day. Right, okay, so I just need to pop this on, and then that tag is finished. And that is 4 of my tags for Christmas done. Yay! See, I'm getting ahead. Don't get ahead, get a hat. Right. Okay, so let me just clear the decks a wee bit and then bring things back in. So we have our 4 tags, so 2 using embossing folders. Let me bring those up so that hopefully you can see the embossing if I get the light right, which I can just about. So those are they. One using currently contraband white twine, and this is the gold from the, let me get the black again. This is the gold from the mini catalogue. You can do that, absolutely. You can use a clear glue pen to anti-fray. I find a knot works, so yeah. But it's a good suggestion. And as you can see, I've got steam properly coming out of my mug. But if you want to do that, please do it before you stick it on a dimensional. And then we've got the 2 using designer series paper. And again, we've got the frayed edge on that one. So really quick. Well, I mean, if I wasn't gassing, they'd be really quick. So let me just remind you that anyone who shops with me using my December code, which is UP4Z7EWX, if you spend £50 or more, you will get into the draw for a Wish for Everything bundle. So that's the dies and the stamp set. Then for, oh no, I'm going to do the spot next. So the spot is to do something that is inspired by Andrea Tracy Tucker, who's one of our design team members. And I've done this card, which is, as you can see, not a Christmas card. So you can just go and have a look at her website and just see what inspires you. This was a layout rather than a colour. I ditched the colour scheme but kept the layout. Right, so the winner, is she still on? The winner of the prize draw from 2 weeks ago, which is the Check You Out stamp set, retired stamp set. Really cute, not just for kiddies, is Shani Roughsedge. So, thank you, Shani. I will get this out to you. Hopefully you're on, so you can see that you won. The prize for 2 weeks' time, if you're in the UK, I need to remind people of that. So if you share and you're outside the UK, you get to pick one of my tutorials that isn't one of the mega bundles. Oh, and I've got a new mega bundle coming. If you're in the UK, then the prize is the A Merry Hello Host set. So that will be drawn in 2 weeks' time, so on the 15th of December. You've got until the end of the 13th to share if you haven't already. So there we go. As I say, I'm not quite sure if Sian is still on. If she is, great. If not, that's fine. I've got her details, so I can get that out to her. Thank you very much indeed for joining me again today. This will go live on YouTube in a day, so it'll be tomorrow. And I'll have all the photos and everything ready and going for that. Do remember to share. If you're watching on YouTube, if you could like, that would be fantastic. And if you don't already subscribe, I would be thrilled if you would subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, that is in the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the sun if you've got it. And I will see you again very soon. I'm going to go and pack up an afternoon tea for my father. Okay, bye. And now I will spend 5 minutes ending the video.